still beating, freely and bold where it can't be shown. Whoa. As time goes by, I might lose sight, and my heart is still beating, but at least for now, I'm still alive.
Hey everyone, it's Roman Rich. Thanks for joining me again for another great episode of Reviving the Road. Today's focus is going to be the Gasconade River Bridge. We have a lot of concern over losing this bridge because MoDOT closed it last week on December the 18th. They closed it due to structural damage to the bridge that prevents it from allowing safe passage. So, what's next? Well, MoDOT has not made any official decisions as to what it will do with the bridge. Right now it remains closed while they study what the options are. And their options are simply to replace the bridge or restore the bridge. We would like to see them restore the bridge. The bridge was built in 1924, so it's about 90 years old and hasn't received a lot of maintenance in the last 20 years. The bridge embodies much of what Route 66 is like driving through the Ozarks. Lots of trees, streams, hillsides, and winding roads. This bridge is an integral part of the canvas of Route 66 through the Ozarks. Now, tourism plays a big part of this bridge's role on Route 66. You love Route 66, huh?
Yeah, I love 66.
How long you been traveling Route 66 for? A couple days?
First
First day?
yeah, no. I'm from Cisco and LA.
So you're going east.
Yeah, I go Chicago.
Excellent.
First time I go 16.6.
You see, people come from all over the world to drive Route 66, and when they do, they want to drive it just like it was in the past. And it doesn't get any better than this bridge because this is one of the oldest ones on Route 66. People come here, they want to drive across the bridge, they want to live and feel the experience of what it was like to be in the past. The bridge also plays great importance in just the local community. Farmers use the bridge to get back and forth from their farms from one side of the stream over to the other. It also plays a major importance in the incident bypass route. Whenever there's an incident on I-44, people are routed off the interstate onto old Route 66 to get around any situations that may have blocked the highway. Another factor is fire. You see, the volunteer fire department is just up the road from the bridge, and to get access to all the neighboring communities, they rely on this bridge. Last week we held a rally at the bridge, so let's go get some feedback from some of the people that attended the gathering.
Got to drive 25 miles around with my tractor to get 3 miles.
There's a lot of history through here. I mean, you know, years ago I worked on, when we started, before we had the museum in town, I worked on gathering pictures and stuff from Laclede County. Where those trees are standing up there was the old Eden Resort. That was all standing yet. It was cabins in a great big old room where they could eat out. Hazel Green's up there, and there was guys there. I mean, they had float trips and fishing and parties and stuff like that. I mean, you know, it's always been just a part of the history, I think, for all the people through here. And no, there's too many people cross that.
Historic bridge in the Ozarks is up in the air tonight after engineers deemed it unsafe. Our Brett Martin is here with more on what's going on tonight. Brett, what do you know?
David, Route 66 runs from Chicago to Santa Monica, California, and 347 miles of that in the Show Me State from St. Louis to Joplin. Now, although the route does not show up on maps, the primary route is mostly an outer road along Interstate 44. MoDOT says an inspection showed the bridge over the Gasconade River in eastern Laclede County was unsafe and closed it immediately until further notice.
It's one of the most serene bridges there are.
A bridge once driven by millions is now deserted after it was ruled unsafe this month.
The route is so interesting starting in mid-Missouri that I think between federal, state, and preservation societies, something could surely be done with the bridge.
Teresa Miller, a Route 66 enthusiast, says the unique road is created by each steel beam over rivers like the Gasconade.
Some tourists from China right there.
People come from all over the world to travel this road and to see vintage archaeology, vintage bridges. They just delight in anything that we can preserve along here.
MoDOT's area engineer Bob Lynch says the aging bridge in Laclede County is rusting away.
Our crew came down and noticed severe section loss. The steel had basically rusted away.
The project is a priority because it's a detour route for incidents on Interstate 44.
Now that detour that we've created is a little bit longer than what we're used to with this route. So again, that's why it's important to us to try to find a solution to get it back open again.
About 20 Route 66 lovers stood on the bridge to support restoration instead of destruction.
And if they go to replace this bridge, it's going to look just like one of those flat concrete bridges, and it's going to interrupt what I would refer to the canvas of Route 66.
Rich Dinkelis says tours come from around the world to experience Route 66.
They come to look at bridges like this, to drive across them, because it's a time capsule. It puts them in touch with our past.
The Gasconade Bridge is one of 24 steel truss bridges on the 2,448-mile journey. Route 66 roadies say it's one of a kind.
The bridges are really something maybe not advertised, but it's definitely something that the tourists remark about once they get here, just to see that kind of thing that's preserved.
And Lynch says the project is part of the Amendment 7 project list, so they know what's important to the community. As for a time frame for the analyzation period, Lynch says that should be done by mid to late January. After that, they'll determine what's the best option for the future.
Last week, we held a rally at the bridge. Let's go down to that rally and get some feedback from the people attending the gathering. Basically, we're kind of gathering here today to give MoDOT our support for this bridge. They don't necessarily want to take this bridge down. They're not really sure what they want to do with the bridge at the moment. So we're here to lend our support and just to show them how important this bridge is to the Route 66 community. And basically, it portrays the perfect canvas of Route 66. I mean, it's one of the most serene bridges there are here in the Ozarks. And I think to kind of fill you in on some more information, Bob can help you out with that, Mr. Lynch.
Currently, obviously, the bridge is closed. We did an inspection about a week and a half ago that resulted in the closure of the bridge. So currently, we are reviewing those test results, those inspection results, to see what kind of repairs can be done to hopefully reopen the bridge. And we'll know about that in probably a couple weeks. There's no plans to replace the bridge at this time.
Good.
And there's no plans to take the bridge down either.
Good.
Across the state of Missouri, there is a funding concern based on lack of revenue, and if the reality is if we can't find a solution to repair it, then potentially the bridge has to remain closed. But we don't have any plans to take it down. We did use this route as an incident bypass route for I-44. And again, we're hopeful that we can find a repair solution that will allow us to utilize that as well. We have taken measures, though, to come up with other detour routes in the meantime to take care of that issue if that does come about. Obviously, I-44 could have issues at any moment on it.
What are some things that people, local citizens, or anybody abroad that can take, any steps they can take to try to encourage some funding to be sourced for this bridge?
Well, locally there's a transportation advisory committee that's made up of the communities. They can certainly make their comments present to them. And again, this was an Amendment 7 project that the local community said was important to Laclede County. And so, obviously, if Amendment 7 had passed, then this would have been a project moving forward. So, the Lake of the Ozarks Council of Local Governments is that regional planning commission that is part of Laclede County, and those comments can be addressed to them. Make sure that that they're aware of the priorities of Laclede County. Also, just communicate with MoDOT, just like you're doing today. 188 Ask MoDOT, and send us your comments on what you'd like for us to do here. Again, it's a funding issue, unfortunately, and if we concentrate our efforts on this bridge, then something else, has to not be done.
Right. Are there any congressmen or senators or anybody on the federal scale that we might be able to contact to try to encourage them to get involved as well as finding funding for the bridge?
Well, we are, they are looking at a new federal highway bill, and you can certainly contact your representative or your senator to make sure that they are looking into that and hopefully find a solution in the near future.
Roy Blunt has just done a major proposition on tourism, I think for Missouri and I think federally too. So he should be particularly interested in this bridge. I don't know if you realize it, probably about 80% of all tourism that comes to Route 66 is from overseas. I mean, they're from Europe and Australia, South America, Japan. They're from all over the place. They just love Route 66.
Middle East,
Czechoslovakia,
New Zealand.
What are some of the issues that are really facing this bridge right now? What are some of the structural concerns that have actually caused the closing?
Well, it's a steel structure, and so there's been what we call section loss over the years, where basically the rust has taken over, and it's actually degraded the steel framework to where we're concerned about it, staying open. So our engineers are doing a more detailed analysis of what we looked at a week and a half ago to determine if we can make some repairs to those locations where there's been severe steel loss, and then if we can, hopefully reopen the bridge. And it may also require that we reopen the bridge with a load rating. Right. And we're looking into that as well. So our bridge engineers are doing all those studies, and then hopefully in 2 or 3 weeks we'll know the result of that.
So there's no way to tell at this time any cost estimates on what those repairs might be, so you're still going to have to wait for those engineers to complete their study.
That's correct.
Now, as of yet, MoDOT has not ruled on what it's going to do with the bridge. For right now, they just have it closed down. They don't know if they want to replace the bridge, restore the bridge, make minor repairs to get it open again, or just leave the road closed. So it's up to us to rally behind MoDOT and to get in touch with officials to try to save this bridge. Okay guys, I hope you're excited and pumped, ready to get out there and help us save this bridge. So the first thing you got to do is join us on Facebook at the group called Route 66 Gasconade Bridge. There you can stay in touch with everything that's going on with the bridge, and you can learn how to get involved. We also have another rally coming up on March the 14th at 3 p.m. located on the western side of the bridge. We hope to have about 300 or more people there at the rally. We look forward to seeing you there. The next thing you can do is contact these important officials, because they're major players on what's going to happen with this bridge. So we need to contact them multiple times and let them know this bridge is important to us. The first person to contact would be the Director of Missouri Tourism, Katie Steele Danner. Her phone number is 573-751-3051. The National Parks Route 66 Corridor Act. The phone number is 505-988-6701. Federal Highways Missouri Division, Reagan Ball. Phone number 573-638-2620. Missouri Senator Roy Blunt. Area code 202-224-5721. Missouri State Representative Diane Franklin for Laclede County, 573-751-1119. Missouri State Rep Steve Lynch for Pulaski County, 573-751-1446. Again, join us at the Facebook group Route 66 Gasconade Bridge. We really need your help and your support. This bridge is worth saving. As always, I'm Roman Rich. Go your own way. I'll see you out there.